Thank you very much for tuning in to What's in the Pot. I'm your host, Sean Grande, and today we're making curry beef. And we're going to use some ingredients brought to you by Callaloo Box. We got some, do it this way, Chief brand duck and goat curry we're going to use in the beef. And we got some green seasoning. Now this is with lime, and it's meant for fish and seafood, but we're going to be using it in the beef today. It's What's in the Pot. So the first thing we have is about 3 pounds of stewing beef, already washed, seasoned, and cleaned. Then we got some onions, we got some pimentos, we got some garlic, we got some Scotch bonnet peppers, and some green onions, as well as we're going to be using the Chief brand duck and goat curry, which is what we're going to be using in the beef. Works amazing in beef. We got the Caribbean flavors green seasoning, as well as some black pepper, some seasoning salt, your choice, and Badia complete seasoning, which you can use any seasoning of your choice. So one of the most important things when we're seasoning and when I'm making curry beef, duck, or goat, I like to add some of that curry into the seasoning. So I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of that curry seasoning. Always, if you're going to use a lot more beef or a lot more duck or whichever type of meat you're using, you're going to need to add more curry. I'm using some Scotch bonnet peppers, and we're going to throw all these ingredients in the bowl. We just want to get everything in there. Some people will just season the meat and then put the onions and the peppers and everything after. I like seasoning it with everything. It gives it a nice flavor. We'll add about a teaspoon and a bit of black pepper. That's coarse ground black pepper. The next thing we're going to add is our seasoning salt, I'm going to add the complete seasoning, and that's about a couple teaspoons. And I really like this stuff. It gives a nice little flavor. Then once we're going to do, the next thing we're going to add is the seasoning salt. Now I'm not adding regular salt because I'm already using the seasoning salt. If you're cooking it and you notice that you need a little bit more salt, then you can always go ahead and add salt to taste. But I'm just going to use the seasoning salt for the seasoning. Next I'm going to add the Caribbean flavors green seasoning. It's a nice green seasoning taste. I'm going to add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of it, just enough to cover the beef. And then we're going to start mixing everything up. Once we mix everything up, you want to let it marinate. I let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours. Overnight is even better because you get all that flavors into the meat. But it's really up to you on how long you want to marinate and your time frame. So the most important part of making any curry recipe is letting that curry fry. So I add the oil on about medium high, and then once we get the oil hot, we're going to add some of that curry in it. And we're not going to let the curry burn, we're just going to let the curry fry up. We want to get that curry flavors, all the flavors to come out. Also, when you do this, your curry does not come out sandy and gritty. And I know there's some people that don't make their curry like this, and their curry tastes very sandy. You can taste the actual grains of curry. It tastes kind of gross. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add all our meat that's been seasoned, that's been in the fridge, and we're going to let this cook up. We're going to let this fry up on that medium-high heat. And once that fries up, it's going to get that curry flavor into the beef, and it's going to give you that beautiful curry flavor. Add your Scotch bonnet towards the end. Make sure you don't want to burst that. Put the lid on it and let that cook. Once it cooks down, then we're going to add some water. And now we're going to let this cook, and this is about 45 minutes to an hour later. We want that curry to cook. You see the sauce is getting nice and thick. The meat is tender. That's pretty much when you know it's done, is once the meat becomes tender, because stewing beef is very tough. So if you cook it and the beef is still tough, that means you got to cook it for a little bit more. Thanks again to Caribbean Flavors. Thanks again to Chief brand and also Callaloo Box. Don't forget to check them at callaloobox.com or follow them on social media. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. It's What's in the Pot.